My name is Christina Daniels, and welcome to 528 Hertz, the YouTube channel. I am starting to compile some videos and information to share with folks who are already working with essential oils or have interest in working with essential oils and making their own botanicals for self-care. I put together this video because I wanted something that was free and accessible for everyone. And really the heart of doing this is to share information that wasn't shared with me when I first got started in essential oils. Like a lot of us, I was first introduced to essential oils through some pretty large mass marketing companies. And these are the guys that were great at getting essential oils into the hands of the public. However, they didn't actually include a lot of information on safety, and it wasn't even something that I thought about. At the time that I was introduced to essential oils, people were still encouraging folks to put essential oils in water. So let's start there. First off, if you are drinking essential oils, please stop. Most essential oils, I would say almost up to 90% of them, have chemical components in the alcohol families like sesquiterpenols and linalols and eugenols, and anything that ends with an OL is giving you kind of an indicator of the alcohol content. And the reason that this is important is because essential oils are quite literally strong enough to peel paint off of a table. And I need you to think about that for a minute. You are drinking an oil that is sitting on the surface layer of water. And when you do that, that oil is traveling back against your teeth, down your esophagus, which is soft tissue, and into your stomach. It's actually the slowest way to get the plant medicine into your body and your system. There are many ways to use essential oils. Rather than internally, you can use them topically as well as through inhalation. And this brings me to a point about training and certification. There is a difference between an essential oils sales representative and a certified aromatherapist. A certified aromatherapist is a person who's going to be trained on anatomy and physiology of humans, chemistry, and what the oils are made up of, taxonomy, so that you know the difference between plants, and so much more. Aromatherapists have 2 levels of certification, allowing them to study different aspects of the human body. As a level 1 aromatherapist, I'm able to work with people and essential oils through inhalation and the use of our sensory nerves, as well as topically, so being able to apply an essential oil to skin. The level 2 certification goes much more into internal uses, which means that I won't be advising or making videos about internal uses of essential oils. Any certification in aromatherapy is going to have a great deal of focus on chemistry as well as anatomy. So you're understanding both the chemical makeup and the components of the plant material in an essential oil, but also how that essential oil, with molecules small enough to be absorbed into our bloodstream from our skin and travel through our body, eventually ending in our excretory system. So essential oils are going to impact liver and kidneys. Understanding the physiology of the human body is very important and plays into the safety of working with essential oils. Knowing the chemical constituents of the essential oils are really, really important when we're considering safety. And this is why. The essential oils themselves are the strongest parts of the plant medicine. And that is because of the way that we extract them from the plant material. We do this by way of distillation. And distillation is a science into itself. It begins with the collection of plant materials, and the plants are harvested, it's collected and put into a still. So depending on how large of a batch of essential oils or hydrosols you're distilling for, it depends on how large your still is itself. I've got a very tiny one, and when you are distilling on a more professional level, you've got a very large still. So you might be using an incredible amount of plant materials. With the plant materials, you add water, and then this is going to go over some kind of heat, usually an open flame to keep it heated, because when you heat the plant material, the stomas of the plant, which are sort of like our pores as humans, those little pores open, and that is where the chemistry and the aroma, the quintessence, sometimes it's called, of the plant, come out of the plant and are carried through the steam down the refrigerated coil, which was created by Avicenna back in the 1300s. So this may give you a clue that distilling for essential oils has actually been going on for a very long time. It's not a new science. I think this is a good time to mention the strength of essential oils. And really, when we're looking at the distillation process, you see how much plant material is being used in order to create this very tiny bottle of very, very strong oil. To understand this, think about peppermint. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 50 bags of peppermint tea. That's an incredible amount. And when we're working with people and using essential oils, we have to take into consideration their age, the health of their bodies. Because of the strength of the essential oils, we have to consider something called a dilution rate. So let me tell you a little bit about that. When we work with essential oils topically, we want to dilute the strength of them by using a carrier oil. There are very few occasions where you would use an essential oil directly on your skin. And this is because the ingredients in essential oils might actually burn the skin or irritate it. So when I dilute the essential oils using a carrier oil, I'm diluting them at either a 1, a 2, or a 3% rate. And that is based on 1 ounce of the carrier oil, which is equivalent to 30 milliliters. So when you are looking at a 1% dilution rate, that is anywhere from 1 to 6 drops of essential oil in that 1 ounce of carrier oil. I would use a 1% dilution rate when working with somebody either very young or very old or with a compromised immune system. 1% dilution rate is based on the age. With children, their excretory organs are much smaller than that of an adult, and they don't perform at the same capacity. So please don't apply essential oils to the skin of anybody under the age of 5. The same is true for our elder population, our elder adults, or anybody that is immunocompromised. You really don't want to make strong essential oil formulas for. You want to stay in that 1% range. And that's anywhere from 1 drop of oil to 6 drops of oil. It isn't a lot. When I'm blending for an adult with no health concerns, then I am blending at a 2% level. And that's my favorite one. You get a lot of aroma from the essential oils. You get a good amount of the medicine because they're so strong, of course. Remember, we're working with chemical components. The 2% dilution rate is anywhere from 6 drops to 12 drops, again in 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of carrier oil. A 3% dilution rate is used in an acute situation, and this would be short term, right? So this is if you have a cold, if you have an injury, then you could create a very strong dilution for that injury to be used for a week or 2. A 3% dilution rate is going to use between 18 and perhaps 20 drops of oil for that 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of carrier oil. Now that we've covered dilution rates, which is what applies to using essential oils topically on your skin, I want to kind of turn our focus to safety and precautionary things before you start using oils on yourself or sharing them with friends. I always like to remind people there are certain oils that should not be used on individuals who have a history of epilepsy. Likewise, there are essential oils that really should not be used or should be used cautiously during pregnancy or while breastfeeding. We want to avoid placing essential oils directly on the skin, and we talked about this. We dilute them in a carrier oil before applying to skin. And if you do apply something to your skin that creates redness or you have an irritation or a reaction, you want to remove the oil by actually using another carrier oil, not the one that has essential oils in it, but take a little bit of olive oil on a paper towel or on a Kleenex and wipe the area that you've applied the essential oils to. I do not recommend applying essential oils topically to the skin of children ages 5 or younger. In this age range, I also would not recommend direct inhalation of essential oils. And this has to do with their excretory system and just the development of their organs. But what is okay to use with kids is ambient diffusion. So if you have an oil diffuser, that's a great thing to use around kids because it dissipates into the air. So it's not at a dangerous level. I never would put essential oils on an animal. Do not do it. Even ambient diffusion at times, if you notice your pet's moving away from it. The main thing with animals is you want to make sure that they have an escape route, that they're not stuck in a room where you're diffusing the oils. Some oils, really the ones in the citrus families, can be phototoxic, which means that if you put those on your skin and then you go out into the sun or you take a walk or a hike, you heighten your skin's sensitivity towards burning. You don't want to place essential oils around your ears or your eyes or other openings on the body. Again, if you remember the components, there are many, many chemical constituents that make up an essential oil. So you don't want them near your mucous membranes and eyes and ears. Be careful with folks who have sensitivities to perfumes or other chemicals. Essential oils can be really, again, it's the strongest components of the plant. Always keep essential oils out of the reach of children. They are toxic. If swallowed, you would need to call 911. Essential oils are great if you are using them to create self-care products, or in the bathtub or diffusing, is using them to scent products that you're creating, whether that's bath salts or hand salves. Essential oils are wonderful tools and they are incredible at encouraging our bodies to relax and unwind. I know this is a lot of information, and I want to encourage you, not discourage you, which is one of the reasons that I am making this video free so you can come back to it. We've been given 3 different dilution rates, and those are there for you to guide you when you are looking at creating a topical essential oil formula, and you dilute with a carrier oil. Dilution rates are important because of skin reactions or irritation that someone might experience from an essential oil. Also, some essential oils are phototoxic. Oils like citruses might make the skin more liable to burning. There's also the chance that an essential oil could be toxic to someone or interact with medication that someone might be taking. Because we know essential oils are absorbed into our bloodstream and come through our body systems and out our excretory systems, we want to make sure that the strength is in alignment with the person's health and age. So there may be some things to consider before you make your next essential oil blend. And really, this video was created to encourage you and give you some guidelines to think about. I'm really happy to share this information and invite you to come along a journey with me in getting to know plants and essential oils and how we might be able to work with them in a harmonious and healthy way for our own betterment. Thank you for your attention and wishing you a wonderful day ahead.